So simply because you can pray and believe in Jesus Christ, that ultimately makes Christianity a cult. In New Age, you stick your feet in the dirt. So I thought this was quite fascinating. Again, it kind of just goes into the whole situation of people not wanting to talk about other religions, but they attack Christianity. They do. They really do. Now, I think it's hilarious when people do this. I think it shows the ignorance and the stupidity and how dumb they are when it comes to certain theologies. And people like to pick and choose kind of like which religion is easiest to attack. So they usually kind of just focus on Christianity because what are we going to do? We're not going to do anything to them. But if you go to an Islamic Muslim country and you bash them, I don't even want to go to detail what they do to you. So it's kind of funny. I think it's hilarious that, you know, people will attack Christianity, but when it's like, okay, well, talk about Muslims the same way and they just shut up. Or talk to Buddhists about that also and they just shut up. They just want to focus on Christianity. So this video, I only watched like the beginning of it and I was like, oh wow, this is actually a pretty interesting video. And the whatever podcast I do watch occasionally because I think it honestly just kind of exposes just the stupidity and the humanist, secularist worldview and their lifestyle and how they think and how they use their logic to come to conclusions of many things. So we're going to enjoy this. We're going to have some fun. It's about 1minute and 56 seconds long. So it's about 2 minutes long. So let's get into it. Let's have some fun. Let's talk and see where this takes us. Because I have no idea. I just watched like 4 or 5 seconds ahead of it. If you want to support the channel, go down below, hit the link down in the description, get some Goober Can't Reason merch. Atheism Fails merch. Support the channel.
Are you prepared to make the argument that Christian and Muslim men are P-words because they prefer virgins?
Christians, yes.
P-word as in like, that's the one thing I was like, okay, maybe he's saying.
Why?
No comment, that's it.
No.
Okay.
No comment.
So you're fine with attacking Christians, but not Muslims. Is that what you're saying? I wonder why that is.
Me too.
If you really feel that way, I would like you to enlighten me.
Well, I've asked her to make an argument, and she can't.
And if you misspoke, then you can just say that you misspoke. But if you genuinely mean that, I would love to hear why.
Have you guys not... I'm sorry, I'm just not trying to, like, get, like, the government on this shit.
No, you're good.
What does the government have to do with that? What does the government have to do with why you talk? Because they're what? A protected group? Minority group or something like that? Just like the LGBT is a protected group or something like that? Is that it? Is that why? Is that why she doesn't want to? Well, guess what? I honestly don't care. If you are under the umbrella of the government as a protected group or organization, that means you're weak. You're the ones that are weak. If you have to have the government protect you, you're the weak one. As simple as that. I'm so weak. I can't defend myself. I can't speak for myself. I have to have Uncle Sam, the government, protect me. Because I obviously can't stand up for myself. Even though I pride around, I raise my fist, and I say pride is the way. Let's go. We are strong, independent people. We can achieve things. We can do whatever we want. But the moment that someone says something that's against me, I mispronouns me, I have a mental breakdown. And that's hate speech. And I need the government to be on my side on this. But we're strong and we're independent. That is literally what that is. They are so mentally unstable. They can't even comprehend anything.
But I just see Christianity as, and I know you guys look at me like a demon, but I see it as kind of like a cult, low-key, and you guys are being brainwashed, and I don't mean that in no disrespectful way.
Wait, just curious. Why are Christians, in what way are they being brainwashed? Is it because they believe in God?
I already explained it earlier.
I don't recall you explaining it.
Because, okay, this is what they told me.
You know, it's one of the biggest things that people like to say is that Christians are brainwashed. We believe in a floating man in the sky. And technically we do. Because heaven is technically not up there. it's a realm that cannot be seen by a human's naked eye. Now, it's funny because heaven is expressed in a way of the clouds opening up, the heavens opened up, and the dove came down and rested as Jesus was being baptized. So that's kind of where we get the picture that heaven's up in the sky. But technically speaking, heaven is a realm. And I'm not trying to get all new age and weird on this stuff because I'm not in a cult. Heaven is a realm. And God expresses heaven in a way that we can understand. So he opens the clouds up. He opens the skies up. And the glory of God comes through. A dove comes through. See, that's the great thing about God, is that he does things in order for us to understand it, for us to comprehend it. So instead of saying, I'm going to come through a portal and you're going to have to somehow describe that, he just opens up the sky and a dove comes down, and it's easier to explain.
I don't recall you explaining it.
Because okay, this is what they told me.
This is what to follow somebody's words blindly and to believe what that person says blindly just because he told you. That is the definition of a cult. See, Christianity is the opposite of a cult. I follow Jesus because of what he has told me, and then also what he has told me can be proven to be true. Not only by that, but historical, scientific. We can know that what Christ did, said, and as a person is all true through eyewitness accounts, through his apostles, and by external evidence of the scriptures. That's how I know it to be true. I'm not just taking the word of Jesus and being like, I believe. He provided many ways that pointed to him, not just, believe me, like Muhammad did. Believe me, I am a prophet of God. Believe me, believe me, believe me, believe me. That's Muhammad. That's the Islamic faith. I would say to be Muslim, you believe in Muhammad or Allah blindly, all throughout the Quran. And if you want me to, ask me down below in the comments to leave you links. The history is off. The miracles are off. The dates are off. And the character of Muhammad is absolutely disgusting. And he had no reason to do what he does, or did, because this is when he was alive. Now he's dead. How he wrote the Quran, how he translated the Quran, when the Quran was written, everything just goes against the Quran. The evidence to not want to believe in the Quran piles up the more you study into it. And if you honestly study the Bible and the scriptures with an open heart, you will find evidence to believe in the scriptures and to believe in Jesus Christ.
She said, or people told me, I was like, okay, so in order to go to heaven, Jesus committed his sins for us, so we came here as sinners, so we're already sinners. So that's what they told me, right? So I was like, okay, so in order to go to heaven, all I have to do is just like pray and believe in whatever. And then she explained to me like the differentiation between that.
You know how poor of a definition that was of Christianity? That you just have to pray and believe and that's it? What person talked to her about Christianity? If the definition of Christianity is that, run far away from that church. Pray and believe. Even the demons believed.
And I was like, oh, so that means if you're in our word or in whatever, you're still going to heaven. And yeah, and they're like, yeah. So that's why I was kind of like, what the
Okay,
frick?
but back to
Hold on. Wait, one thing. You said Christianity is a cult. What about the other religions? Are you prepared to make that statement about the other religions?
No.
So simply because you can pray and believe in Jesus Christ, that ultimately makes Christianity a cult. In New Age, you stick your feet in the dirt and you are claiming to feel the presence of Mother Nature and vibrations, chakra stones, and yoga, and meditation, and believing that you're the one that sets the sun and rises the sun. Shamans, Buddhists, whipping their own selves in the back to experience pain and to get over the sensation of pain, and finding peace and leaving society and going by yourself and isolating yourself and meditating and starving yourself, and that's not a cult. Satanism. 7 tenets of Satanism. Rituals. Sacrifices. Even the rosary is a cult practice. If you actually study the history of a rosary. It has nothing to do with Christianity, by the way. It's honestly mind-blowing that a lot of Catholics don't realize this, but that's a That's an actual pagan practice even before Catholicism became a thing. The rosary was a practice of pagan witchcraft. And they would carry beads with their goddess or god on it, and they would pray to this god. And when you study history the correct way, you find out that Constantine, the first pope who founded Catholicism, not Peter. History, and I have no idea where Catholics get that from, which is bogus. Constantine was a practicing pagan who brought over pagan practices into Christianity, and in order to convert pagans to Christianity, he made a deal saying that if you convert, we won't make you get rid of your practices. We'll change things of our own to mix mash, so you don't exactly have to leave completely your faith. That's why when you go to the Vatican, the statues around the Vatican are not disciples. They're actually gods. Statues of gods surrounding the keyhole of the Vatican. That's a cult. That's a cult.
Goobers can't reason.
If you're not ready to talk about a topic and have a discussion about something that you have an interest in or against, or Christianity or whatever you want to say, if you're not ready to have a conversation about that, then do not go around making claims about it, okay? Here's what happened. People like to run around, say things about Christianity, how bad and stupid it is, but the moment that they are approached by someone that knows the biblical history and historical knowledge of it, comes to that person and says, your claims are actually false, let's talk about this. The person that's making these false claims, you'll notice, immediately shuts down. And they immediately shut down by saying things like this. I'm not going to waste my time talking to you. There's no reason to talk to people who are brainwashed. I'm not going to talk to a bigot. I'm not going to talk to a racist. So they make claims about a topic they have no idea about. And when they are approached by someone who lives according to that faith and gets challenged, they immediately run away and start calling names. That's usually a sign in which the person making the false accusations and the false claims is wrong. You don't send out missionaries out to the street if they don't know what they're doing. You only do that if you want them to fail. I go out to the streets and I talk about the Bible. I speak to people all the time, atheist, Buddhist, Islamic, all the time. And they, by the most part, have better conversations with me than the average Democrat or liberal about Christianity. I want to make this claim before I end this video, because I know this video is already going way too far. Those who run away from an argument or a debate or conversation about a topic in which they are making claims about are a bigger threat than those compared to the unbeliever who actually has a conversation and talks about it. The people that run away are a bigger threat. I wanted to make this video in hopes that somebody will watch this and understand what and why these people do what they do. And there's many reasons. One, she said the government. Why? Because I think maybe Muslims or the LGBT are a protected organization or group according to the government. You don't want to talk bad about them because you can get in trouble. But you're going to talk trash about Christianity. Then be ready to answer to it. Be ready to answer questions based on your assumptions that you're making against a Christianity. Because if I hear a person preaching on the streets about Christianity and how bad it is and stupid it is and how ignorant people are that believe in Jesus Christ, I'm going to approach that person and challenge him now on his worldview. And if he starts to call me names, I think he just lost the argument. Because if you honestly know why you believe in what you believe, you will be able to have a civil conversation. If you don't know why you believe in what you believe, then you don't know why you believe in what you believe. You're honestly just believing it because you heard it and it sounds pleasing, which honestly shows how stupid you are. I'll just be straight out honest. I do not believe in Christianity simply because someone told me to believe. I had to do deep research. I had to look into the scriptures, and I had to have a full transformation of my whole life and what I used to do. And that happened when I accepted Christ. A full transformation that following night. That was the first evidence of God being true and real. When I had that true transformation. From there, now I'm here doing this stuff. So I mean, what do I gotta say? I can't exactly complain. I have a platform, I have a YouTube channel, I have a business, I do whatever I want. Alright, well, that's it for this video. Hit the like button, subscribe for more, check out the rest of my content. I thought this would just be kind of a different video. By the way, that's my dog. Oh, I pointed the wrong way. By the way, that's my dog. His name is Kobe. And he's sleeping. And it's 2 o'clock in the morning.